Hi, you are live with Lila and
Caren Cooper.
hi, Caren Cooper.
Hi, Lila.
It's always fun to talk to you, and I figured since I had this hat on and nowhere to go, I had to just go live again for the second time today. And I just felt like pulling someone fun in with me, and you are one of the most fun people that I know.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say.
Well, I know that fun is one of our shared top values. We both have our UMAPs done, and we know that about ourselves, that we like fun, we like people who are fun, we are unashamed about pulling people into our orbits. We also share a couple of top strengths, including woo, which is like, come, you're all coming with me, let's go, and positivity, which is like, we're ready to celebrate, ready to party. So when I was like, let me do something kind of off the cuff, you were the perfect person to join me. So I'm happy that you're here. And I want to talk to you about something that I've witnessed you doing that's really special. And it's something that I think a lot of people have this judgment about: network marketing or MLMs, multi-level marketing. You even see like spoof videos being done about it on LinkedIn. People, going like, oh no, stay away from my inbox, as though like the worst thing.
It's like the plague or something.
Do.
It's like the pandemic that we actually have at the moment,
Yeah. So did you used to think that too?
I didn't understand that. I didn't think it was the plague. I'll be honest with you. Like, I didn't think it was that bad. I was just like, I didn't understand the model of it. So I thought I didn't have the time. Like I used to work in corporate America. I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
So I was like, how am I going to find the time to do this? Like, that's what I didn't, so to me, it seemed like a lot of work and you weren't really getting a lot from it, which is completely false, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, you do work a lot, but you do get a lot from it at the same. So that's what I didn't understand.
When you say you work a lot, what does it mean to you to be working?
It takes on different functions. Working is working on personal development, which was something I had no idea that was part of doing this. And so that's
own personal development.
My own personal development. Like I used to be a very miserable human being who thought life happened to me. I was that person. And when I started network marketing, and specifically the company I'm with at the moment, personal development's part of it. So it really changed. It made me positive. It made me motivational. It made me change my outlook on life. It also changed my parenting style, although my kids wouldn't.
Wait a minute. Whatever. wait a minute. What? So I know. So you're talking about Isogenics, right? Which is one of the. So that's the program that you work with.
That's my health and wellness.
But I understand this health and wellness thing to be like shakes that help people lose weight.
Right. That's part of it.
So for some people, that's enough. But you're talking about some whole other thing here. It's changing your parenting style.
Well, the personal development and the community. So that's what that's working is part of, is working on yourself. And no matter what you do, I don't care if it's health and wellness or whatever you do, I mean, you have to take care of yourself. So personal development can be part of that. And then have the right people, you know all about this, having the right people surrounding you and this amazing community surrounding you so that they lift you, they support you, but they also call you out. I was going to
You know what I mean? You want that. Well, actually, that's okay. You can talk however you want to. Okay. This is my show. And so we'll just put a disclaimer on the screen. I don't know. People being actual people here,
She's from Brooklyn. She curses a lot.
Yeah. I mean, look,
so it changed, but it changed my parenting style in that, I grew up in Brooklyn. It was do as I say, not as I do kind of a thing. And that, that's.
Wait, I grew up in Brooklyn and I don't know that I had that same experience. So what are you talking about?
Well, I think it's I think it was the age my parents grew up in. So my father would have been 80 had he been alive now. My mom's 79. So they grew up in and then in Brooklyn in the 40s, it was, a
little rough,
rough. And it was, the man is the manly man, the wife serves the man kind of a thing. And, it was that kind of a thing. So it was more do as I say, not as I do. Not that I didn't have a say really in a lot of things and whatnot. So I try to have a lot more open communication in my house now and talk about how we feel. I mean, am we perfect? No. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
As looks why you can't see my husband walking by.
And you learned this through your Isogenics program, like how to be open in communication with your kids and your husband and with your family.
through doing the personal development and through the people that I've met in this company. And
is that stuff free, or do you pay for it?
It's all free. It's
all free.
We call it personal development with a compensation plan attached. That's it. That's how people.
Wow, that sounds like, when you put it that way, it sounds like everybody's dream corporate culture, right? Like,
I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just, you go to an event. Like my first ever event a few years ago, people had always talked about it, but I didn't understand that. And even in Zoom, you can feel it, because obviously this year we couldn't physically go to events, but even when they've had their events virtually, there's just something magnetic about it, because it's about collaboration. That's what it is. It's not about competition. It's about collaboration. It's about helping one another. It doesn't matter if we're financially linked to others or not. It's all about doing that. So that, and what they do is they make
a mindset. Like,
it's very much a
mindset.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing a talk tomorrow about this too, because it's not just about, do I sell, and I even did a post about this the other day too. Do I sell shakes? Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm going to be straightforward. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Do I believe in the shakes? Yeah. I had one for lunch. I had one for breakfast. I believe in what I do. I do it. I believe in balance. I say healthy is a lifestyle, not a life sentence. We've talked about this. So you can have your cake and eat it too. That kind of a thing. But it's also about, what are you feeding your mind? And the reason why sometimes it doesn't stick a lot of times is because you don't change your habits. Kelly Osbourne just talked about this too.
Oh yeah. No, that's true. Like, you could have the most delicious thing in the world, and build a habit of having that.
Right.
But if you don't build the habit, like, it's not like I'm building a habit actively of having macaroni and cheese every day. Like, I wish, but, yeah, you have to build habits around anything you want to be successful at. And so there are some companies that will just give you a product, right? And then be like, look, take care, bye, high five.
Right.
But you're telling me that there's a community that shares personal development and mindset. It sounds like resources, coaching, programs, calls.
Work. Yeah. Videos. Wow. One of my teammates actually did, this was all on her own accord, but this lends to the culture, when COVID first hit in March. And she's a mom of 3 little ones. And she decided that she created the Quarantine Breakfast Club. That's what she called it. And it was so 10 a.m. every morning. She would research like videos, like motivational videos. So she started off with like a cool song, do motivational videos, and we'd write down like our thoughts about the videos. And then that's how I found the Holderness family. Brian Shulman knows all about them. They do parodies and stuff like that. And then she would end it like something with funny. And then we would talk about what we found in those videos and all of these kind of things.
Did
and
her
whatnot.
Clients,
and it
like,
wasn't
order shakes come like
customers? It wasn't all it was a lot of isogenics people, but it was also just people like, oh my God, like, I think you would like this, so come join us. You know what I'm saying? So it was open to all. And she did that all on her own, because it was just like, especially in the beginning of this, we were all really stuck in the house. So what do you do? Right. And she all on one accord, she didn't get paid for it, and it was amazing. But that's the point.
The thing that she did, like, she created this thing that created community, right? And totally something that you would do anyway, totally something I would do anyway. For her, I don't know her. Maybe it's something she would do anyway, maybe not. A lot of people have made these groups, but there is something to the fact that, like, if you're actively networking, actively trying to provide value to people, share with them something is powerful and valuable, that is game changing for you. If you're actively trying to do that and it's tied in some way to your income, it's like accountability. It's like this incentive to make sure that you do the things that you might do otherwise, but it kind of makes sure that you do, right? Like, so she created this incredible deep connection with community, this amazing resource for people, because she's thinking all the time about things to do like that.
That's why I did. Yeah, I did. To the 2 things that came up also because of it. So she did that. I created a group because everybody was still is negative and all just I created a group on Facebook called No Corona for You, because I'm like, if you're friends with me, especially on Facebook, I'm silly. Because I'm silly, I'm ridiculous. I do my Friday funnies. People keep sending me Friday funnies and stuff like that. So I wanted to create a space for people to go to that was just silly and ridiculous. You know
I
what I'm
love silly and
saying?
ridiculous. Those are two of my favorite things of all.
So I did that.
Where's the cat, you know?
Exactly. And, you know, it's just about, create, and so it doesn't necessarily have to be about any, it's great to add value, but it's also to add value in a way of, here's a space to go to just because, you know, you need some other space to go to, and it had nothing to do with isogenics. I didn't talk about isogenics
No,
or
so it's
anything
like
in that.
come for the
It
community,
was just,
stay for the
it was
stakes,
about
right?
the building of the, it was all about the building of the community and the power hours. I mean, we do the other point of community is we created power hours for for everybody
That's
on
what
the
I've
team.
been doing with you. So for people who are just joining us and don't know what that is, Caren is in an accountability group with me led by Jake Jordan. And we are in this group together because I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to be in an accountability group, if I'm seriously going to do this, if I'm going to achieve goals, I know myself. I know my woo, my positivity, my communication. Like I need the people around me who are going to like that about me, show up because of me, show up for me, and hold me accountable that I'll want to be accountable to. So I know Jake Jordan attracts some people that are like-minded or like-souled. And I knew that he would provide the value, but I wanted to just make sure that I would show up. So in holding myself accountable, I was like, let me pull in from my network people like Caren. I was like, I got to have you here. I got to have you here now. So will you join this group? It's pay what you want. It's every month. We're going to learn some marketing stuff. Caren was like, okay. She signed up 5 minutes later, got into the group. Same as how we got on this call today. I was like, you want to go live with me? She was like, okay. And here we are. We didn't even mean to color coordinate, but we did. Yeah. So like that group, having you in that group with me, having that accountability, having people around us who bring out the best in us, showing up for a reason. It doesn't matter that there's a shake to sell. It doesn't matter that we each have whatever our individual things are. It matters that we're there for each other, and our relationship for sure has deepened.
Oh, 100%.
Since we've been in these intentional spaces together. One of the things that we've been doing are these power hours, because the accountability group is about getting big goals done, big goals through specific actions that we can count. Did I do this? Did I do this? And did I do this? What are our 3 things today? And so Caren and I will sometimes go on Zoom calls for silent co-working hours. And like, let's be honest, there may be like 54 minutes of silence and 6 minutes of this. But like, those are the best, because even if she's just watching me do my nothing, or like we're typing together, there's somebody there. There's somebody there to hold us accountable. And in that power hour, we do I do like the one thing I hate doing the most in the day, and I hate it less because Caren's there with me. So what do you do what did you do in a power hour today, for example?
Oh, today we did some reach out. So part of what I do is obviously reaching out to people, asking them to take a look at what I do, that kind of a thing. We send birthday messages on Facebook, but I don't just send messages. I do videos with weird animation. So I actually say the same thing to everybody. I'm not even going to lie about this. So I say, hey, I hope all is well. Wishing you a very happy birthday today. I hope you have the most amazing day, and wishing you a very healthy, happy, abundant year ahead.
That sounds nice. And
that's what I say to everybody. That's my whole message. With the unicorn sometimes.
Oh, really? With the
because Facebook Messenger has like these fun memes, I guess, that you can, but they're animated.
Like Animoji.
They're animojis. Thank you. That's what they're called. See, I don't know that, but so I do everybody who gets a birthday message does that. But that's part of what we do, and that people enjoy, just having a message rather than on their,
people think about outreach, like these, like, oh, you take an hour to reach out, right? And so some people will hear that and they'll be like, oh God, she's going to go into the messages and be like,
and hey, just sell.
You look like garbage today. How'd you like to look better? I got something for you. That is not it.
I will admit I used to be like that. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be like that. But now I'll just sometimes now. Right, exactly. Well, because I've done Verbia Values. I've done it twice. And I was in your mastermind too, so that helped too. But because it's not necessarily about I'll just message somebody and say, you look nice today. Hey, how are you? How's it going with the pandemic? And never bring up my product.
It's a reminder.
You know what I'm saying?
You're like, I know I have to do this. I know I have to have relationships in order for people to just remember that I'm here. Everyone knows I sell isogenics. I don't, Caren does. Everyone knows that you sell isogenics. Everybody knows that you've had incredible success with your own personal health, not just mentally, but like physically too. You've had an incredible transformation of your own. You've always been beautiful, but it's certainly like shows.
It's about how you feel. Like because I say I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and like I just feel better. The personal development is a huge aspect of it, but like I feel so much better as a human being, as a person.
You have a lot of energy.
That's where that's where it is. I mean, that's part of it. Part of why I started it too is because I had no energy to keep up with my kids. I mean, I can go to a baseball tournament. I can move my kid into her off-campus college
which you just did,
and then take her shopping, and then come home and do some work.
Just to let me give you a hug.
Representing my kids.
Yeah, I love this. Like it's this thing. It's this accountability. It's a reminder to take an action. It's a reminder to keep you accountable to being intentional in your communication. And it's not about being intentional about selling.
No.
It's just, hey, go and do the thing for an hour that connects you to people deeper. And the benefits are not just that you build your business, but that you build these relationships.
Yeah.
You were in that message saying happy birthday. You did do something special for someone. You did get top of mind for them, but that's kind of like a side effect, right? Like the business is kind of a side effect of all these relationship building methods and efforts that you take. And I see you as such a killer relationship builder. You have a tremendous amount of influence on LinkedIn as the platform where I've met you. People, if you look at Caren's comments, they get like 10 likes on Caren's comment. The post has 6. Caren comments on it and people are like, what did she have to say, right? You bring the party. And you make people feel so good and so valued and seen and cared for. I think because you care, because you are this person anyway, it's like, why should you not have a business that holds you accountable to being more of who you are anyway? And it shows that the more of this outreach that you do, the more intentional communication you put out there, connecting with women who are about your same age, in the same position, whom can benefit from this stuff anyway. Talking to these 51-year-old women who've got kids going off to college and are suddenly finding themselves with like, okay, how am I going to pay for all this?
Yeah.
And
or even my son is 14. How do you deal with remote learning? You know what I mean?
I have no idea how parents are doing this right now. I don't have any kids yet, but I'm like exploring that idea for myself. And I would probably have like a 13 or 14-year-old person join my life, and I'd be like, I have no idea. But parents who've raised them from birth too are like, I have no idea. So no one's prepared for this. Do you find support as a parent in the network of people who are also parents, who are, within the Isogenics family, so to speak? Like, who are you talking to? What are those relationships with the other people who sell and use Isogenics, who are parents?
We talk about, it's also about what our kids see, believe it or not. So that's part of it. So it's funny. I was just talking to a friend of mine who lives in Connecticut, Marissa, and we were talking about doing a virtual. We used to do in-person sip and samples, but do like a virtual one, because like, how am I feeling? It's called sip and sample. So you're talking about, it's specifically talking about Isogenics and the products and the opportunity. But I'm like, moms need something now. I'm like, moms are in desperate need of stress relief, of something quick, of something easy, that kind of thing. So I was talking to a friend of mine about that. And we also talk about what we do with our kids, the fact that just what are our kids seeing? What are our kids doing? And we run the gamut in terms of age groups. So it's a lot of, another person's kid started high school today. So I was like, she's like, you blink and they start high school. I was like, oh my God, I can totally relate to what you're saying. My daughter was just born yesterday, and here she is, a sophomore in college. So we just kind of relate on a level of, it has nothing to do. It's just, we just talk about how our lives have changed and how our children's lives have changed because we said yes to this opportunity. So it's
you
a matter
say
of
you have,
that.
like, it doesn't have anything to do with Isagenix, but I think that there is a common value.
But yeah,
And
it's
I know that freedom for you is the biggest thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like freedom from illness, freedom from chronic pain, freedom from financial stress, and independent economic freedom. Like, as a woman too, you don't have to be like in the same situation that your mother was in, that you could pick up and move away and have your own life. And so it kind of makes your marriage more of a choice than an obligation, right? Like you and everything in your family. So it comes with a higher set of accountability itself. They're like these ripple effects in all the relationships in your life. And it's really interesting to see that you have this, seeing it playing out. But everybody's got that value of freedom, right?
Right. And I think the thing is we're taught we're taught that it's bad. Or, you shouldn't dream like that. That'll never happen. That kind of a thing. And I thought that for a really, really, really long time. And the fact of the matter is, why can't it? Why can't we? Like, who said? Like, I told him to tell someone day that was going to be the name of my book.
Wrong people.
Well, that's the point. Like, why can't you have that? And fun fact, here we are in a pandemic. Okay. And literally I always talked about the fact that nothing was guaranteed. Okay. And here we are in a pandemic, and that's proven my point. Okay. And believe me, I'm not thrilled about being right about that. Okay.
No, I know. It doesn't seem like gloating at all, but you have always said this. But you have a certain level of security because you've built this for yourself.
Well, that's the point. And so why can't that's why I want to talk about this. And thank you for giving me this platform to do so, because it's also a matter of what you don't know, you don't know. So just be open to having a conversation with somebody. It doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody in an network marketing business and be like, you know what, this model isn't so bad, because the fact of the matter is it's an uncapped income. So even if you have a secure job at the moment, who's to say, there's always a bill you hate paying. There's like me, travel baseball isn't cheap. There's always something that you're like, oh, when it comes to paying.
I feel that about all my bills. I just would like to live for free, please.
Right.
But like very well. I'd like to live very well for free.
So that's why I think it's a great model for people, and the freedom and the health freedom. The other thing is, we don't bat an eye, and I'm not trying to be preachy, but when you pay a copay or a doctor bill or anything like that, that's where we're sort of trained to do. But if we're healthy and we take care of ourselves, we don't have to necessarily go all the time, and we're reinvesting that money someplace else. And it would be in the network marketing business if that's the way, and it'd probably be less than what you're paying for hospital bills.
Right? Like, that's another thing that I've learned being around you. There's a reason why you have no shame in selling. You're not like selling in the messages. You're not like pulling people into a sales conversation unless that's something that they're interested in.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are. A lot of people are interested. But it's not like you're making everybody do this. It's not like you're bewitching people or forcing them to get on the phone with you. And it's not like you're seeing people as if their only value could be buying something from you.
No.
You wouldn't be in this business where you have to build relationships if you didn't actually like building relationships.
No.
So
I literally just had a 45-minute call with somebody.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you have a 45-minute call with somebody, like someone else might have 15 minutes, right? Or 20. I've never had a 15-minute call in my life. But like, I think that seeing you sell with pride by talking about what Isagenix actually has done for you, for people in your family, for people in your network, for other people and the people they've sold to, you celebrate everyone, and you believe in it, clearly for good reason that you believe in this. And it makes me feel inspired to talk about what I do. Why should I not talk about my workshops? I worked hard to develop these.
That's right.
And being around you reminds me,
thank you,
we can be proud to talk about the things that we have created. And the fact that we make money doing them is nothing to be ashamed of. We need that money. We do good things with that money. We take care of ourselves. We take care of other people. We share those common values. And even if I decide to put all my money into cheese, which I very well may have done this last year,
sushi.
Right. You know me so well. Yeah, like even if so Why should
Right.
I not change the way the entire world communicates while I have my sushi? And why should you not give people financial and health freedom while you also build relationships and make people feel good about themselves and provide community and safe space for personal development and connection?
Yeah,
What
because
is
we all
the
deserve it. We are all deserving of it, and we just didn't think we. I know we either didn't think we were. I know I didn't. I'll be very honest. I didn't think I was deserving of it. I didn't think I could attain it. I didn't think it was something that I could do. But the fact is there's no reason to be ashamed of it. There's no reason to be like, you know what? Yeah, there's so many people. You know, this woman owns her dream was to own a gym. You know, she wanted to own a gym, and because of isogenics, she does. I mean, you know what I mean? I swear to God, it's called Body, Soul, and Pole in New Jersey. It's
do they
literally
have like
pole
a typical,
dancing,
like,
and
oh,
she
that's so fun. I've done that.
and she does like spinning things and everything. It's like insane,
The
and she's
F
older than
factor,
me.
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like and she did it because
Good
of
for
this
her.
opportunity. And the point is, it could be she was a teacher. There's a lot of that, you know. Even teachers now, I mean, hello. So the thing, we were so ingrained of not having this, and that when I talk about changing my parenting too, for my kids, like, you know, my daughter, I'm like, you know what? I tell my daughter all the time, you can do anything. Like literally, you can be or do anything.
Is that when she
that
tells
want to
you
do.
that you're in isogenics mode? When you're like,
They
if
call it
you dream it, you can do it.
They call it isogenic sleep, but meanwhile, we just set up her room, and she has pictures all around, and right in the middle of what the pictures are is do what makes you so happy. I'm not even lying to you. And I purposely took a picture of it for prosperity, because I'm like, you know, because she doesn't want to tell.
Oh, I think we're freezing. Hold on, I'm gonna take you in. Oh, you're back. I think you're back. I take you out and put you back in. Okay. Did this work? Are we still live? Okay. Yeah, you're back.
So yeah.
So, did she pick that picture and put it there herself?
But I didn't know, because she had packed it. Like it was something that I didn't know she packed.
What business is it of yours what your daughter packs in her?
Right, exactly.
Right, that you're paying for it, right? But like the fact that she put that picture there herself, like it clearly shows that your message has gone on. You know, that your message came through.
Exactly.
Oh, we have questions. We have comments. We have people here who've we've got Saeed and Nad and Lori and someone LinkedIn user who says that's a cool idea. Michael Heistein. Hi, Michael and Leanne. How do you commit to a specific time when you have a bunch of kids at home? That's a great question. Can you answer that? Like for a power hour?
I mean, I'm lucky in the sense that it's at 12 o'clock. So my power hour is 12 p.m. Eastern every day. So when you have little kids, like now there's no school, so you just let them know what's going on. You have to include them in what's going on. So my family knows at 12 o'clock that mommy does power hour. Like,
how do you do that if you've got like, now I know Michael and Leanne, his wife. Leanne's been my best friend since I was 5. How do you, like, she's got a little girl who's just a couple years old, and then she's a baby, like a few months old baby. So how do you handle that, like when you have really little kids and they're like, oh, you want to take a power hour? How about we like climb all over you and start crying and pooping and things like that? Like how do you do this if you're a parent of a little kid? I'm gonna try taking that and putting it back in again. Okay. It's a good question too. Try one more time. And we're going to have to hop off in a minute because Caren and I both have other calls to do. Are you back? I think you're back. You back? You look like you're back. We're going to give it another, like, I think you're back. You're smiling. Yes, you have to be a good person first. And Lori's saying there's no shame in selling when you do it right. And, oh, John Meadows said that it's a cool idea. This is John Meadows. Hi, I see you back. Okay, so we're just going to answer this one question before we lose all our bandwidth forever. How do you commit to a specific time when you have like tiny children, like babies? And Leanne and Michael, we might have to have Caren just message you separately or comment on this post afterwards. I'm sorry about the tech, but I'm glad that we had a chance to talk to Caren. She is obviously a bright light in this world, and somebody that I just absolutely adore. Lori is affirming that it is tough with small kids, and certainly I'm not a parent at all, but I would say the idea is that you have to make sure that you commit at all to an hour. There's got to be an hour when they're asleep. If one's awake, you put them on your hip and you do it anyway. You find something that you can do that you are able to do. You pull in your partner, and you say like, okay, this is your 5 minutes to hold this crying baby. And if you don't have a partner and you're doing it on your own, even more reason for you to try and find your way to freedom. And so if you have any more questions about that, please contact an actual parent, Caren Cooper. She is on LinkedIn. She is Caren with a C because she cares. Thank you so much, Caren, for joining me. I'm going to bring you back in for 1 second just to wave goodbye.
Thank you.
And that's all we got of her. Okay, thank you all for coming. I love you all. I think you've probably seen enough of me today. So